The Chieftain Mark 6 is a tier 10 British collector tank, and it has quite a lot going for it. So, to start today's video, we'll quickly cover the stats and quickly talk about how the tank plays. I have seen quite a lot of players recently play this tank, and they, to be honest, haven't got a clue what they're doing. I see a lot of people taking it into towns, just poking around the corners of buildings, which you don't want to do. So yeah, we'll go over this video and talk about how the tank plays, because it's not your traditional heavy tank like an IS-4 or an E100. It has a completely different play style. It's in fact more like a heavy medium. So if we go and take a look at the stats, what does it have going for it? It has a very strong turret of 350mm, but the only issue is obviously the hatch is quite easy to pen, but if you're wiggling your tank, it can make it more difficult. But not including the hatch, the turret is very strong, and it will get guaranteed bounces like 95% of the time. Against high caliber guns, there is a little strip of armor above the gun mantlet that can be penned with high caliber guns and premium ammo quite easily. Then it becomes not a guaranteed pen. But like I said, if you're wiggling your tank and turret back and forward, side to side, that just increases your chance of getting a ricochet, making those shots hard to hit. Whereas I see some players, they'll just sit there after shooting and reloading. They won't move, and then it's like really easy to hit those hatch shots. So you definitely don't want to be doing that. Avoid that as much as you can. Keep your tank moving. It has very high DPM for a medium, 3000. That is very nice. It's got good penetration as well. This tank does feature high explosive squash head. That is, very useful. It's got, I think, 515 on the alpha, 550, and basically, yeah, 515. So you really want to utilize that hash. That'll really increase your DPM. You'll be out trading tanks. You can hash sides of mediums, sides of E100s, lower plates of a lot of heavies. So yeah, it's you really want to utilize that, because that's what makes this tank so strong. Whereas if you're just using your AP, it's on the border of good. But it has it, so you really want to utilize that. HP for the tank 2400. It's enough, but you don't want to trade with other tanks. You don't want to be trading shells. You don't want to be at the front line taking the shots like an E100 or IS-4. This tank is more of a second line support tank. 10 degrees of gun depression. This tank, you do want to use it hull down in every fight you take, because the hull is extremely weak. The track wheels, they're really weak. You get your tracks broken. You definitely don't want to get caught out in the open. I see quite a few players even try to side scrape in this tank, which you don't want to do because its side armor is non-existent. It does have spaced armor on the side, which is good for against high explosive, but on the whole, it has no armor. Do not rely on it. The upper plate can get some bounces, if you're using that gun depression, but it's not something you want to rely on at all. Speed, it goes 42, but if you run gear oil, it can go 46. So it is a very fast tank. You can get into positions nice and quickly. You can keep up with some mediums as well. So it is pretty nimble. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for it. So what has it got going for it? It's got good speed, good turret, and a good gun. So the good on this thing is when you're aiming your shots, it is very accurate. So yeah, those are the most important things going for this tank. Another thing that I think it has going for it, which isn't really, it's more of a personal thing, but I class it as a good thing going for it, is it looks good. I think it is one of the best looking tanks in the game. I think the British just nailed the design. So yeah, that's probably the most important thing to me. The tank looks pretty cool. So this tank does feature tungsten. So going on about the DPM, if you're using hash, you're running adrenaline and tungsten, mid to late game, that's really useful to rip out that damage. Start clearing up some of the enemy tanks and start leading the team towards a win. Equipment, I would run calibrated shells because you want as much penetration as you can get on the Hesh, because you want to use it as much as you can, you know, for that extra damage. And then everything else is pretty much personal preference really, but one thing I will say is you definitely want to run is the high-end consumables, because that gives you 33% more time on your consumables, so that means you can use that adrenaline for a bit longer, and tungsten, so you can maybe get in another shot or two of you know, a shorter reload. So that's something I would definitely recommend running, and it definitely does come in handy in battles. So we'll jump into a game, we'll have a look at the enemy team lineup, and we'll see what we can do. I did play a few games in it earlier, and the teams were absolutely awful. I don't know why that's doing that now. So yeah, the teams were absolutely shocking. You know, we had tanks just going on flanks on their own, pushing into a whole enemy team on their own and getting absolutely nuked. So it's been a crap day for battles in this tank. We're looking at the lineup. We've got Concept 1B, 60 TP Crown kit. So they've got some very strong cooldown heavies. We've got quite a very strong behind the team. We've got Concept. I'm going to push the heavy side, but probably push a bit wider, because I'd imagine they'd push to the heavy side as well. Wouldn't be surprised if the E50 goes at them. So I'm guessing that they're going to push to the heavy side as well, but at least we've got, never mind, the E50's gone to medium flank. So I will imagine that the rest of them will push up this end of the map. There's not really much we can do about Crown Rob. Plus the Concept one keeps driving into me, so that's... Buddy, what are you doing? Okay, so... He's just fired, we get a shot to him. No, he's behind cover. 60 TPs, you have to be careful. And our projector's already been cleared, so that's good. Team's doing quite well so far. 183, I don't know what he's doing. FE4 has just been nuked. There's not really much you can do when you get teams like this, if I'm honest. Shot to the Concept. He's got a very dangerous gun, so clear him as soon as that would be very nice. I'm going to try and get some damage into... Unfortunately, not able to hit that Hesh shot. He's going to try and rip into... 475, not too bad. Okay, he's dead. 4005, we do need to keep an eye on him. Getting absolutely nuked right here. Okay, maybe we could... block him. Unfortunately, we're missing that.
We're mobilized.
The team has fell apart so quickly here. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Might as well just try and farm as much damage as I can. Yeah, this is Jova. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Maybe clear the E50. Oh, that is just unfortunate. Not much we could have done there. I don't know why the projector would try and pick a fight with the E50 on his own, because you know that's just not going to end well. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, but we did the best we could. I don't know why the 183 decided to push up into the 60 TP, the Concept, and a Crown Bargain, and I think the Grill as well. I don't know what he was thinking there, so he threw himself away. So we can get the support from him. 4005, he got nuked right off the bat. So instantly we pretty much lost 3 tanks, so it's not really much we could have done there. We'll jump straight into another game and hopefully win the next one. But when your team, they make silly plays like that, there's not really too much you can do about it if they just throw their tank away. Because that pretty much basically became when the Progetto threw his tank away and just got himself nuked. That was basically an instant 6 vs 1 for us, so that wasn't very good. We're on the worst side of the map for this spawn. We've got Cranvarg Z91. They've definitely got some strong cooldown tanks. I think the better play would be to push to the medium side. Hopefully the Cranvarg comes with, but you know, it splits 2026. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, clearly. You know, he is a haul down tank, but he's going to go fight in a town. There's not too much we can do about that. But we'll try and support the team the best we can. Yeah, based off their lineup, it would make sense for them to push this this way, which it seems like they are. That's time 61.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Can't get shot to the car. He's pushing up to the corner. Unfortunately, my Wotb locked onto the car and kind of fluffed my shot there. So that's not good. I think we're going to push in and try and help clear these mediums. WZs. They can run for it. Push a shot into him. Spin the turret this way in case there's any tank destroyers. Okay, well our team is falling apart pretty quickly.
Enemy armor is
Shot
hit.
into the car, he's gone. Right, now we need to clear these guys as quickly as we can. He's making a run for it, so we'll leave him and just get some farm on
Enemy armor is damaged.
the nukes.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Don't really want to take another shot because you know you don't want to trade in this tank.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Now we'll rush the WZ. Nice quick top in.
Enemy armor destroyed.
I think the best play would be to rotate and get that STI out of the game. STI, ST1.
Frack hit. We've damaged them.
I don't know why he fired HE at me. Wasn't very clever of him. Pull up to the side, we should be able to avoid the
Penetration.
confidant zone. See if we get some extra HESH shells out.
Enemy armor is
588, you
damaged.
just love to see it. This is why you want to utilise that HESH. You're already on 4k to be fair.
We've damaged
Shot
them.
to him. Right. Do want to be careful. We don't want to be too aggressive. We don't want to let our team get farmed out. Seems like we have the hit point advantage, so I'm gonna.
Penetration.
Hopefully we can pick up that 5k. Shot.
We've damaged them.
5.3k. That's nice to see. Pick up the kill.
Gotcha.
5.3k. So yeah, definitely a better game this time. Yeah, so when you play this tank haul down, it does perform really well. It's definitely a good shout. I don't know how that's not a mastery. Definitely a good shout pushing to the medium flank. You know, I don't know why the Cranvarg went that way on his own. I mean, 47 that explains it. So yeah, definitely a good game. I mean, that did showcase, especially the we went haul down so much, but that game definitely showcased how important it is to utilize that HESH. You know, ripping out 500 damage each shot. You know, using that tungsten and adrenaline, it really does pick up that damage quite quick. You know, we needed to clear those. We needed to clear the medium flank out as quickly as we could before the enemy Cranvarg and that Kampfpanzer and the ST1 would, you know, push into us and flank us from behind. We needed to clear out the 4005 and the 121B and the Type 61 as quickly as we could, and you know, using that hash definitely helped. So you really want to use that hash as much as you can, otherwise it becomes quite a mediocre gun or tank, you know, that it's not, you know, you've got it, you might as well use it. So they've got Kranwagen, Concept 1B, FE2.
Up and out of
Okay,
left.
so I'm going to push straight to the mid. Okay, Kranwagen, at least he's not going town like the last one. Okay, it's nice to see the mediums push into the medium flank. Because if you could take control of that side of the map, that's pretty much an instant win. I don't know what that shot
We've
was.
lost the track. We're stuck
I
here.
don't know how that shot missed, and I don't know how we got away with that.
We fixed the track. Get
You
going.
know, that's just Sheridan's for you. Rat tank. And they get away with the most heinous crimes they do, but there's not really much we can do about it. Okay, so we're getting... Okay, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why my tank's driving forward. I mean, 300 ping, that's probably why. And that's just causing me to lose half my health. So you just love to see it. I'm going to try and back up out here because they're starting to flank around the side. Don't know how that shot missed. So these guys are starting to roll back into our spawn, so we're going to try and get some shots into them.
Penetration.
Try and slow them down a little bit. I don't know why this Kranwagen is still sitting over there. That's not really
Ricochet.
play.
Enemy armor is
Not shot
damaged.
into the FE2 5B. Not the biggest brain in players, that Kranwagen. He kind of just sat there and that Sheridan's going to push around, so I need to get out of this position because my team's moving around. So I'm going to push to this side before we get flanked. I will say this game is winnable if our team doesn't make any silly plays.
We've damaged
Tracking
them.
215B. So we've got Sheridan. Seems to be pushing down low. Don't really want to take a shot off him. Oh, he is getting away with the worst looking. Oh, he's starting to do my head he is. Yeah, so. Can I get last laugh? I know the E50 blocks me. You love to see it. Yeah, this game has been awful for farm. Maybe we can.
Enemy armor is damaged.
532, that's nice. Kill.
Enemy armor destroyed.
So yeah, not a crazy farm game this, but you know, at least it was a win. Can't really complain. I don't think we'll get any more damage out. But... So we did win that one. Okay, we'll do one more battle and we'll... See, this game wasn't really a good example like the second one. The second one really demonstrated how good the Hesh is. You know, it'd be good if we could get a game where we can demonstrate, you know, using the tank cooldown, So look at the enemy lineup. They've got STB1, Concept 1B, I7. I am going to bet that they're probably going to push to the park. We've got Crown Bonga with no camo, so he's probably going to push to the town, knowing him. Yeah, these if these guys do push to the park, that will be great. What do we know? Yeah, so this is probably, looking at it now, this will probably be a loss, because I feel like the enemy team's all going to push to the park, and the 30B and Musketeer aren't going to fall back. Never mind. You can do your best to predict some lineups, but you know, it's Blitz. You really can expect anything. You get a shot into the STB. Unfortunately, you don't get the fire, but it is what it is. The STB cooldown is such a pain in the arse to deal with. It's not particularly fun tank to fight cooldown. Maybe I can get a shot into the Concept if he pokes up. I don't know where that shot went. Seems to be a bit of delay, which is unfortunate. Team's kind of getting. I can pull up here and get some damage into that.
We've damaged them.
Yeah, there's a bit of delay to my shots, which isn't great. We need to clear that Concept because he's probably got the most dangerous gun. It would be nice if we get a bit of damage out. I don't know where the Sheridan thinks he's going, but we'll push around and start clearing him out. Maybe get a Hesh into his turret.
Enemy armor is hit.
7, very nice. You ain't going anywhere, buddy. How did that miss? Come on. What is it with these rat Sheridans? Get out of here.
Enemy armor destroyed.
For a second I thought that second shot was going to miss as well. I would have just quit the game on the spot.
Great shot.
Now we track him. And he's dead. Oh, there's still the I7. He's still alive. Snapshot. Never mind. There's another pretty easy win. Didn't expect the enemy team to all push to the town. You know, Concept 1B, that's not really a tank you want to take to a town, but you know, it's Blitz. You can't really predict what players are going to do anymore. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up for this video. Hopefully I've demonstrated, you know, how the tank, how you should play it. Well, you can play it how you want really, but you know, this tank definitely suits that, you know, relocate, hold down, support role rather than you brawl in. You know, you don't really want to put it in those positions because it does fall apart really quickly. You know, you definitely want to be careful where you position it, so just read the lineups. Don't push in too aggressively, you know, because if you do, it's going to be very hard to get out of those positions, because I'm pretty sure the reverse speed on this tank isn't great. So if we scroll down to the bottom, reverse 15, it's not awful, but it's pretty slow, so you definitely don't want to over aggress into those immediate frontline positions. You know, stay back quite a bit, you know, let the light tanks, medium tanks, let them spot up the enemy team, you know, predict where they're going to go, but then you can always relocate from there when you get the information. So hopefully this video has helped. Comment down below what tank you'd like me to see, you know, do a little review, how to play on. So yeah, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.